Let's go, let's go, let's go. What up, what up? How's everybody feeling today? How's everybody feeling today, yo? We about to get to it. We about to get to it. Let's see who's in here. Let's see who's in here. Oh, we got TJ, 1 hour to Sunday. Yo, you already know, TJ, about that Sunday sermon. It's time. Got strong arm flicks, insta like, reminder set. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Mr. Wayne, we in here. Absolutely, absolutely. Yo, man, appreciate everybody showing up. You know what I'm saying? Early. Got Chad SnyderVerse in here. Good evening. Good evening to you too. You know, I decided to go live. I'm about to hop on here for about an hour. I got to talk to y'all, man. You know, got to keep it a buck. You know, as y'all know, if you've been watching the channel, you know, I went to the movies on Friday to go see Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. You know what I'm saying? I went. It was a dope night, dope outing. You know, Kevin Feige, Sam Raimi, Danny Elfman, the writer of the movie, a bunch of them showed up. You know what I'm saying? And it was a wonderful night. We got Socks in here. What up, Socks? You already know. You get the bicep tap, bro. Keep up the great work. I love the support, everything that you be doing, yo. Absolutely. Got Igor Snowden. What's up? Evening to you too, sir. You get a bicep tap as well. You know what I'm saying? But back to Doctor Strange. So, you know, I'm in there and I'm watching this movie, man, and it's like a packed theater, man, packed house. You know, I'm surrounded by MCU fans and they're just loving the entire thing, man. And as a DC fan, it just really kind of had me feeling heartbroken inside, man, because you know, we haven't really had anything that has generated, you know, that kind of feeling for us to show up in the theaters like that, right? You know, in quite some time. So seeing, you know, all the MCU fans get fed that way, it just really had me thinking. And, you know, Zack is the last hope, yo. You know, Zack is the last hope. We got El Necron in here. You know, trouble. Yo, you already know. We all troublemakers, rabble rousers. You know what I'm saying? All that, right? So, you know, it really got me thinking that, you know, they're like Zack is the last hope, yo. Zack is the last hope. You know, there's nothing really that's gonna hit on the same level as these MCU projects, man. There's nothing that they can do at this point. I mean, this Flash movie is not gonna do it, right? I mean, Black Adam is gonna generate a whole lot of buzz, right? But unless that is connected with other, you know, DC projects, that's never gonna get to the level of excitement, you know, that these MCU projects are at, right? So, the Batman failed, right? You know, if you just really look at the entire situation, I mean, the Batman failed to reach that kind of hype, right? And it didn't make as much money as the last, you know, project did that had Batman in the title, right? It still divided the fan base, right? You know, so we're not in unison. You know what I'm saying? And there's no way to for us to be in unison unless you bring Zack back, right? We got Necron saying, "What's up, y'all? Original rogues, troublemakers. You already know. Igor, restore the Snyderverse or bust." That's like real talk right there, yo. Real talk. Igor, Marvel Mania saying, "Good evening, good vibes to you too, Marvel Mania." But you know, it is restore the Snyderverse or bust at this point, right? Um, you know, that's the only thing that's gonna unite the fandom, man. Like, you know, all these other projects, everything's separate. You got this James Gunn thing that's in his own little pocket universe, right? You got Matt Reeves doing his thing. You got whatever the Aquaman movie is gonna do. You got this Flash movie creating its own universe, right? And there's just no real cohesiveness right now, right? And without that cohesiveness, you're not gonna have cohesiveness in the fan base, right? Like, we're all gonna keep doing this infighting because one huge chunk of the fandom feel like we're not being serviced, right? Marvel Mania says Black Adam needs a Superman cameo to be elevated to get that real next level excitement status. Yo, I agree. I mean, I think that it's going to be a great movie, but I do agree that what will take this movie over the top in terms of excitement level will have to be that Superman cameo. If that happens, this movie's going to reach like all time levels of like hype. I really do agree with that statement. We got Necron saying Doctor Strange is an obscure character and he's smoking the Batman. Yo, if you look at what Disney and Marvel has done, right? They're at a point where they're at like their C-level characters, right? They're, really getting into the bottom of the barrel in terms of like, these characters that they're having to use. And they just recently got the rights back somewhat for their biggest characters, right? So they've been having to scrape by with less, right? With less, mind share in terms of, where their characters stood in, pop culture than what DC had, right? And they've done more this entire time. And so the fact that they've really been able to create this level of fan excitement and sustain it for this long, I mean, it really does show something, and it is something to be respected. But at that same time, I feel like, there's no real way for DC to compete right now, yo. There's no way, because even if you reboot, right, like how long is that going to take, right? Who's going to be involved? Like, you got to recast all these characters and then restart the story over. So even if they were to do that and just do like a full blown reboot, you would still be looking at stuff like way down the line. The SnyderVerse is like ready to go right now. There are moves that can be made right now that would really garner some good faith with their fandom and really start this train of like going, right. Just release the air cut, right, and you have ready-made momentum. Sock saying Doctor Strange is a badass. Yo, after this movie, I definitely got more respect for the character. I mean, he was putting in work. Chad SnyderVerse says Avatar about to eat Shazam and Aquaman up. Yo, I saw the Avatar 2 trailer in IMAX. That movie looks spectacular. I'm already one of those people that don't tolerate no Avatar 1 slander, right? I love that movie. People try to act like it wasn't groundbreaking, and I think that the second one, right, and that's why it's taken this long, right? My dude JC had to go create some more technology. Gotta push it further. So we're gonna see. I'm super hyped for this movie, and can't wait to get my tickets. I'm gonna be back at the Chinese theater. Necron saying DC ain't got nothing to match the scale of the SnyderVerse. Yo, they've tried, Joe. They've tried, that the Suicide Squad movie didn't hit, lost them over $100 million, right? The people that love that old regime, they love to kind of sweep that under the rug and act like that didn't happen. But I don't think that Marvel's going to be slowing down anytime soon, yo. I really don't. I think once they start bringing these characters in, like Blade and stuff, it's only going to drive the engagement up. Like and I really, really think that. And I think that the only way DC can compete, yo, is by bringing Zack back. I mean, what, you're gonna give Matt Reeves another sequel, right? Let's say that happens, right? If that happens, then who says that the fandom is going to be eager to show up to that film, right? What are you gonna bring in? What, and do more James Gunn? Bro, hold on one second, guys. All right, it's my neighbor. But yeah, no. So what? Are you gonna do more James Gunn projects? Are you gonna do more Matt Reeves? I mean, this stuff hasn't really been hitting the way that they would really want it to, right? I mean, I don't care what they say about this damn Peacemaker thing. We know that wasn't really as big of a hit as they would have liked, right? You know, because if it was, then they wouldn't have had to be lying, talking about it was bigger than Euphoria. Whenever they're lying about numbers and stuff, I'm always wary. They trying to act like, oh, it was the #1 show on HBO Max. We knew that wasn't true. Necron said, not slamming Doctor Strange, but as a pop culture icon, Batman is more of a household name. Absolutely. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, all these types of things are much, much bigger. But yet the engagement, hype level, excitement, is much bigger on the Marvel side right now. Chad Snyder says, I'm going to say it, Raimi did a Starro-like character better in Multiverse of Madness than Gunn did with the actual Starro. Look, what this whole Sam Raimi thing really showed me is that, the power of a director is really, really big. And I think that's why you're having certain people that are having, some of the problems that I've heard with this movie, like, oh, it's too scary, and it should have been rated R and stuff like that. I just think that they let Raimi do his thing, and I don't think that this movie should have been rated R. I don't think that the violence was anywhere near that bad, right? But people just aren't used to some of the things that we ended up seeing, in that movie, in most of the other MCU movies. So, Raimi did a lot of stuff better than Gunn does. Necron agrees with Chaz. We got Raj in here like, Zaslav needs to turn WB around and compete with MCU. SnyderVerse is the only consistent success. It's not just about the Phantom. SnyderVerse is the only option for a successful connected DC EU. Yeah, man, the movies were making money. Like, if you look at the trajectory of everything was going up. They tried to kill Suicide Squad, but that movie made them a bunch of money. And that soundtrack was super dope. Like, I still listen to it from time to time. It made them a bunch of money, and not only that, it also got them a big piece of the mind share, right? With Harley Quinn and Deadshot and Joker, right? They were in the zeitgeist quite a bit. So, and it was making money. And it was supposed to get a sequel before our boy Mr. Ballcap came into the picture. Osa Fresh saying Peacemaker is a drop in the bucket, nothing more. Yeah, like, that show kind of came and went, right? I don't think that we've been hearing much about it since, right? When there's news on other things, I think that it kind of shows the difference in the actual engagement and not, these bots and stuff like that. I just don't think that Peacemaker was that big of a hit like they tried to make it seem like it was. even though it did have an audience. I just don't know many people personally that really watched it or that really cared about it. And I never watched one episode. Wasn't gonna do it. I didn't like the Suicide Squad movie that he came from, right? And I wasn't really big on him in that movie, So why am I gonna go watch a show about it? Rod saying the Batman was a letdown because it wasn't connected to anything. These standalone DC movies trying to rip off MCU with jokes have failed over the last 5 years. Absolutely. If you look at the stuff like Birds of Prey, that movie didn't do that well. It's just really like kind of reeked of them trying to copy the MCU's formula. And that's what's gotten them into this place, right? And the only person over at Warner Brothers that was trying to tell them to not copy Marvel was Zack Snyder, right? So it's just funny how, they kind of funneled him out and then say, okay, now we can do what we want, which is copy the MCU. And all they've done is just drive them into a further hole, right? In terms of like, mind share and all these types of things, and revenue, right? Doctor Strange is about to kill the Batman right now, at the box office. Like I said, it's same production budget, right? They spent around the same in marketing. Batman might have even spent more. Doctor Strange ain't had no calzones, man, with the Catwoman sauce. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Chad SnyderVerse saying, I'm sure Peacemaker did okay, but I highly doubt it was a massive hit, and it wasn't talked about much outside of the finale, and for all the wrong reasons too. That's what I'm saying. That show has its audience. I'm not saying that it doesn't, right? It definitely does. But they act as if that show was like this massive hit, right? And it's the biggest DC thing on HBO Max, right? And it's funny how we keep hearing that term, right? But we never got our Snyder Cut numbers. That's the only reason why they're able to really run with this narrative is because of the fact that we never got those Snyder Cut numbers. That's the only reason. We got Strong Arm saying, what's good, Scott? Yo, what's up, Strong Arm? You know what I'm saying? Much love and much respect. Just follows you and stuff. Just subscribe to the channel. About to be checking out that show with you and the Watchtower. Super excited. Super excited. We got Raj saying SnyderVerse works not just because it's quality, but also because it's different to MCU in tone and style. In business, you have to be unique and different to compete. iPhone aren't trying to be like Samsung. Absolutely. I mean, even though I would say they copy a lot of Samsung stuff later on, act like it's new, but I get your point. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you have to innovate, right? In any space that you're in business wise, if you don't innovate, you will forever be copying. You will forever be behind because you will be following whatever the trend is, right? So that's the way that you get like a bunch of money, right? When the MCU started, they were doing something different, correct? Right? And look at what it's led to, right? It's led to this massive, it's the biggest film franchise in all of film history, right? So, they started out doing something different. We had never seen like these, interconnected superhero movies with this larger plot being played out, right? So, but instead of like saying, hey, we have our own thing and we're going to do it differently, still do a cohesive universe, but we're going to execute on it differently. That was the perfect plan, but instead, Warner Brothers chose to copy, and this is what we've gotten. Jordan Rodriguez saying, what's good? Snyder has always had the right direction and tone for DC and comic book movies all together. We need his vision. It's new, fresh, and original. I agree, yo. I think that he's like the greatest comic book movie director of all time, but there are a few people that can kind of like have an argument, right? Like they say the Trinity is him, Chris Nolan, and Sam Raimi now, right? So um, but we gonna see. We gonna see after this batch of new Zack movies come out that's under the DC banner, and I think that once that happens, that the debate will be put to rest. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna see. Necron saying Peacemaker, I did enjoy, ain't gonna lie, but it is in no way is in the same league with SnyderVerse. Plus, when you promote the main character as a toilet bowl helmet, don't expect mega success. Yeah, like, yo, it's cool. I just don't really like James Gunn's like sense of humor, kind of, right? I mean, I liked Slither a while ago. I did like that movie, right? And I thought that was kind of like the perfect mix of like horror and comedy for that time. And I also did like the first Guardians movie, right? But I just feel like with the Suicide Squad, you know what I'm saying? Like he was just kind of doing too much. And I felt like when I was watching the Peacemaker service, I was like, oh my God, this is just like way more of that. And, I'm like, yeah, this is just not my steez. But I don't blame anybody for watching it, or even finding it entertaining. We all got our guilty pleasures. Hank D saying Batman versus Superman lost out to the secret life of the secret lives of pets. Yo, look, man. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that's funny. Chubby Teddy saying, great title to your stream, dog. Amazing how these tone deaf executives trying to plagiarize the MCU formula, sprinkle in Geoff Johns jealousy, and you have a perfect disaster. That is like the perfect equation for a disaster, right? You know what I'm saying? Like you got these execs trying to sprinkle in their own little style and hey, like I think that we should do this and I know better and all these things was happening and Geoff Johns coming into the equation was like the last thing that was like, all right, it just tipped the scales in the wrong way, you know? Sean Flick saying, I definitely got to get you on the channel, fam, next weekend if possible. Yo, I'll hit you. It's all gravy. We'll work something out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure about next weekend. Next weekend, I'm about to be in Vegas, even though I am going to stream on Sunday probably because I'm going to Vegas, y'all. I got to go chill for the weekend. But I will be doing something next weekend for a little bit. Necron saying Secret Lives of Pets was damn funny and the whole family can see it. Yo, these man, I'm not gonna get into that, yo. Strong on Flip saying, I'm loving these words of wisdom and hard facts. Drop it, dog. Yo, I just come on here and I try to speak it, man. Like, yo, I've been in the fandom for a while. I just recently started making these videos, but I've been watching for a while, yo. So I didn't seen them all come and go. I didn't seen these stories change up. I didn't see how all this stuff has been playing out. And I just be coming on here just telling you how I feel, yo. And Chubby Teddy saying, I tell you, Geoff Johns is great speaking the corporate language. However, he is a major fraud when you put the rubber to the road. Live action wise, he is a fraud. Yo, yeah, man. I definitely think that Geoff Johns, if he never was inserted into this entire thing, I think that everything would have played out smoothly, yo. But it's just like I'm not gonna say that I, am gonna take all the blame off of the execs, right? But these guys are suits. They don't know comic books like that, right? And once this guy comes in, it's like, oh yeah, we got our version of Kevin Feige, right? And I'm sure he's trying to, he's in there being a snake, you know what I'm saying? Like slithering around with his, fork tongue, you know what I'm saying? And he's sitting there, right, doing his thing, and they was probably just eating it all up. Like, yeah, man, we should listen to this dude, right? If they look at Twitter and everything, Zach's being, his stuff is divisive, right? You got Geoff Johns, oh, hope and optimism, that's what we need, And so I'm pretty sure that, this is just probably what played out, but F Geoff Johns, man, that dude really is one of the main reasons why we have had all these things happen. Rod said Peacemaker felt like a live action Family Guy. It was okay, but not great. MCU can't afford to make projects that are middling. They're a $1 billion machine. DC needs high quality. SnyderVerse is it. Yo, if you like really think about it, right? They've been able to like really get away with whatever, right? They'll take a character that or even a set of characters that nobody knows about, right? Like Guardians of the Galaxy, who I don't even know if I had ever heard of them, before that movie got announced, right? So you really have to respect what they've done. I don't know how else to put it. We just need some of that respect and treatment on our side. You know what I'm saying? Hank Dingy saying Secret Lives of Pets beat a movie with Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. Okay, well, how about this? Well, let's do this, okay? Because you seem to want to have this conversation. Now, I understand why the Batman v Superman movie only made the $872 or $73 million that it did. And that reason is because they released an inferior version of that movie, right? Now, I would argue that if they had released the theatrical version of that movie in theaters, not only would it have easily cleared the 1 billion mark, right? But we also probably would not be where we are today. You would also think that, once they released the longer version of that movie and they saw the unanimous feeling of that it being a better quality or a better version of the theatrical version, right? You would think that they would double down and say, okay, maybe we should have just trusted Zach, right? But no, they decided to do the opposite and to interfere even more and derail the whole thing. So I understand why that movie may have underperformed, but it was because of Warner Brothers' own incompetence and the fact that they cut so much story out of a movie that really needed to have that extra 30 minutes in there. So I hope that, that will explain why, any slights about the Batman vs Superman box office can be pointed squarely at Warner Brothers. So cool. Let's move on. Chubby Teddy is saying, at the end of the day, if these executives would need some comics and enjoy them, Geoff Johns is just useless overhead. Yo, well, read some comics and enjoy. Geoff Johns is just useless overhead. Yo, man, I ain't got nothing really nice to say about the ball cap dude, man. Ball cap dude is, Rod saying DCEU needs the DCEU to get clean needs one person leading and making the final decision. Snyder has the 5-year plan, passing the ball so he can hit the layup easy. Yeah, I think he has more than a 5-year plan. He probably has a 5-year plan for his stuff, right? But I do think that there's going to be like more than a few spinoffs that are going to come as part of the Snyderverse being restored, right? So, you know, just let the dude finish his story, yo. Let the dude finish his story. Chad Snyderverse saying, I think my main issue with Gunn's DCEU is how he makes characters in the Justice League look like jokes and disrespects them. In Guardians of the Galaxy 1, he treated Thanos as a serious threat. Meanwhile, Aquaman does stuff with fish. Yeah, I also think that I think he had to use Thanos in his movie. I think if I remember correctly, I can recall hearing that he indeed like was kind of forced to put him in there. And so yeah, I look the Aquaman stuff, hey, we wasn't getting that with Zach, right? When we had it with Zach, right? Zach was treating him like, he was a god of the sea, right? One of the gods. And then, in the hands of James Gunn, he's treated as an absolute joke. Just goes to show, man. Necron saying, don't come in here with Scooby Gang played out arguments. Yo, I was trying to, not really address it, but, we got to at some point. Mr. Wayne said, yeah, I never thought Johns would be a big snake like that. I used to root for him. Look, man, we see what happens, yo. We see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't really got trust for none of these dudes like that now, Mr. Wayne said it's hard being a DC movie fan at the moment. Let's hope to better days. I mean, look, I think that, better days are on the horizon. I really do believe that. It only makes business sense, man. Like, it's so funny because all these people try to say that we don't know business and that we don't know what we're talking about, right? But but a lot of the things that we've said throughout this timeline have been proven correct, like time and time again. And it is mostly because, we've shown that we are a fan base that is willing to show up and spend money. Right. And then when we don't show up and spend money, i.e., the Batman, then they try to chide us and say, oh, you guys aren't real DC fans because you're not supporting everything. Right. So it's like, okay, they say that we're not, a big group of people. But then when, we don't show up and then their movie underperforms, then it's like, oh, well, you guys should have shown up, oh, because why? Are you saying that it would have made a difference? You know what I'm saying? Hold on 1 second. All right. Yeah, I'm riled up. You know what I'm saying? We got Chad Snyder saying, Secret Life of Pets also made more than the Batman who walks if they want to play that card. Yo, it's just that's why look, these dudes are these they ain't got nothing better to do, yo. You know what I'm saying? They ain't look the Batman who walks. Ain't it funny how look? Did any of you guys see that video of Ben Affleck speaking like fluent Spanish? You know what I'm saying? And we had a Batman that literally was confounded because he couldn't figure out a Spanish riddle. Like it's really ridiculous. Ryan said it before. Geoff Johns may be a genius in comic books, but cinema is a different platform. Absolutely. Adapting comic books to movies is like translating a different language. Some things won't fit. Yeah, like you can't look. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care if the MCU really tries to do it right. You can't make some of these costumes work in live action. Like the Wolverine's costume was not gonna work. I don't care what you try to do. That thing is not gonna work. Like there are costumes and things that do not translate as well, yo. So you have to modernize it and change it for whatever said platform that you're going to be using at that time. Same thing with video games, right? Why do you think that we was getting so many bad video game movies, right? Because it's a different, medium. Chubby Teddy saying you are right about innovation. Zach had that premonition. Zaslav sees it, and I think when the Zach attack comes back, the DCU will come off the ropes and land the uppercut to the MCU. Not only is it, man, look, you're going off the top rope with the elbow, yo. Zach might, hey, y'all saw that picture of Zach flipping, right? He about to do the Swanton bomb, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, for all my wrestling fans out there, we ain't playing no games when it's time. When it's time for it to come back, we not playing no games, y'all. I'm telling you, I'm going so hard. I promise y'all. I'm gonna go so hard. I'm putting together a Illuminati panel. You know what I'm saying? Whenever the SnyderVerse come back, we going live. It's gonna get ugly. Rod saying BVS had 30 minutes cut out of it and taken 2 weeks earlier and taken out 2 weeks earlier than it should have been. It was corporate greed and stupidity that cut BVS legs from under it. Not only that, right? But just think about this. They had incentive for that movie to not reach $1 billion, right? It was obvious that they were trying to, sabotage Zach or like really trying to move off of him this whole time, right? And if that movie reached 1 billion, it was a wrap. You can't bring him off of it now, right? That would be like James Wan hitting 1 billion with Aquaman and then them saying, "Oh no, we're gonna take this movie from you." Like, no, you can't really do that at that point. That's why they cut that China run short. They didn't want it to hit that 1 billion. Right? Because business wise, just ask yourself this: like, if you just saw that you cutting 30 minutes out of a movie from a director who said that he needed that 30 minutes, right, and really, really pushed for it, and the version came out and everybody loved it and said it was better. If that happened, why would you not double down and then support that guy in his next endeavor? Why would you try to sabotage him even more? This whole thing was messed up from the jump. Like, why would you do that? It makes no sense business wise. You just saw that you meddling with him cost you money. In the immortal words of John Snip, you know what I'm saying? And he laid it out. He said, yo, they left at least $250 million on the table by cutting out that 30 minutes. Necron saying Geoff Johns had delusions of grandeur, thought he was going to be the DC Feige. He did think that he was going to be the DC Feige. I'm pretty sure that they brought him in. He was like, oh, yeah, I got all these ideas, hope and optimism. We about to really change this thing up. You know what I'm saying? Let's move away from all this dark, gloomy stuff. Let's get some more of my storylines put in these movies. You know what I'm saying? Let me put my handprints all in there. Ridiculous. Rod saying MGM Studios killed the Western movie genre because they were the only ones doing it in the 50s and 60s. MCU with no competition from DC will kill the comic book movie genre. Snyder is essential. Yo, and that's the thing. Without competition, like, everything becomes stagnant. Right? That's true in movies, that's true in sports, it's true in a video game world, it's true in business, it's true like everywhere with cell phones, with computers, like it's true with everything. Competition drives innovation, right? When was wrestling at its greatest? When the two companies were competing. Wrestling's getting great again. Why? Because you have competition. Competition drives innovation. The only way for DC to compete is to bring Zack back into the fold. We got Krypton's core. What up, yo? What up, Krypton? You know what I'm saying? Everybody saying what up. Everybody saying what's up. What? Shelby Teddy said, remember guns, DC is a cracky channel. We will see how much longer D-Bag Hipster these gun lasts at DC. I think he gonna get another project or two, but I think they are gonna be on HBO Max show. I think they are gonna be on HBO Max. I don't think he getting no more theatrical. After that movie lost $100 million, bro. Krypton's core saying absolute power corrupts absolutely. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Krypton's core saying even I hate the Batman movie, I still bought because I support DC. Ain't that some bullshit? Yeah, they got you. I wasn't paying for that shit. You know, I wasn't gonna go see it at the theater. So somebody had to pay for my ticket. You know, because they wanted me to go, but I was like, hey, you know, I'm not paying to go see this shit. You know, and that's real talk. Krypton's core saying because most comic books are for kids. That's why they have bright colors. Yeah, like it's two different mediums, Joe. It's two completely different mediums, and you know, I just don't understand people trying to act like you know, hey, you know, they're the same, and you can just translate everything from page to screen. Like it doesn't work that way. Right, saying I have movie projects to film, screenplays to write, a social life, friends and family, and a full-time job. I don't have time to put energy in stuff I don't like. I don't I don't know why the anti-Snyders are. Yo, cause they don't have all that stuff, yo. They don't have all of that stuff. See, that's what see look, when you are doing a lot of things, right? A lot of different things that require your time. You're not able to put things. I mean, you're not able to put time in the things that you don't like. The only reason or way that you would be able to do that is if you have a bunch of time on your hands. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. I don't have a bunch of time on my hands. You know, my backlog of video games is getting bigger by the day, it seems, right? You know, Shelby Teddy saying, how do you think Grace will react to the Snyderverse being restored? Oh my God. Well. well. How much how much you on to bet that's the way the video gonna start, right? Well. that, that's how she that's how she gonna react. You know what I'm saying? Necron saying, can you imagine what type of a DC movie will deliver with the company actually backing him? Oh my goodness. Right. First of all, I think that we're about to get a taste of like fully back Zack Snyder with Rebel Moon, yo. Y'all don't think that Netflix told him, yo, you can do whatever you want, bro. Zack said, look, I need this to be the biggest Netflix movie ever. All right, it's gonna be massive. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about different worlds, right? Huge cast, two-parter, filming it back to back. Like, have they done that for any of the other Netflix movies? Film a two-parter back to back, like a movie like that of this magnitude? But but if you would do it, you do it for Zack. These are things that we got to think about, Joe. You know, Krypton Score saying, Sky, I want to be on that panel. Oh man, look, I'll be hitting you. Man, look, it's gonna be crazy, yo. Like, I don't care what happens. I'm calling in to work. I'm gonna stream all day long. Oh my goodness. Chad Snyder saying, honestly, the return of the SnyderVerse may be the MCU's biggest threat in a long time. The last time the MCU had real competition was the OG SnyderVerse and even the first four Transformers. Man, look, they had so much momentum back then, yo. I'm telling you, man, like, you know, look, on one hand, it's cool, never mind. I don't even want to say that. I don't even want to say, what I was about to say. But look, it is what it is. Chubby Ryson, Chubby Teddy, Grace, Granny Goodness Randolph will change her tune when it's Snyderverse in the story. Hey, I bet you she's gonna be trying to get Zack back on her channel. I bet you that, right? Um, Chubby saying, remember, Geoff Johns has a heavy influence on the geek journalists and instructed them to go hard on BVS too. Man, look, it was a lot of behind the scenes snaky shit going on back then, yo. And it's funny because now that we've like kind of been through this for so long, we've kind of reached that point where we know what a coordinated effort against us looks like. And it was going on all the way back then. It was going on all the way back then, right? And so, it's just, hey, they can't stop us, yo. We're like a self-sustaining machine now. TJ saying, so was Hank Deasy the new Betamax Haven occupant? These people really like throwing rocks when they don't make sense. Well, Secret Life of Pets. You know what I'm saying? Yo, TJ saying it's an honor to be a mod. Scott. No, hey, I appreciate y'all, man. All the people that I gave wrenches to, like, I really appreciate y'all. Because we had that situation where, you know, I needed some mods, and Zod kind of pointed that out, and then I kind of went and handled that. You know what I'm saying? Hank D saying, but the secret lives of pets, though. Well, did you hear my response to that? You know, I don't, I don't know. This is just getting redundant. TJ saying, "What up, everybody? What up, TJ? You know what's up, homie? You know what I'm saying? You know what up, TJ? So what I'm saying. This is why Mikey Sutton just said Kevin Feige is excited for DC to get their shit together because without the competition, the genre goes stale. You know, look, when they had competition last time, right? Look at what happened. It really shifted their plans, right? They weren't going to do a Civil War movie, you know. So the MCU fans, you guys should be happy that, we were, getting what we were getting over here on this DC side, because I would argue that, that raised the quality of some of the Marvel movies. Necron saying, I got a zero tolerance for betas. I'll bounce them out of the club. Necron, did I give you a wrench? I think I did. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. I think I did a wrench though. TJ saying, Hank DZ, why you trolling? Did you like that movie? You know he didn't like that movie. You know what I'm saying? Uh-oh. I'm not a player. I just crush a lot. And he said, I loved it. You guys are comparing the Batman to Multiverse of Madness. I'm just bringing another comparison. Okay. So, was Secret Life of Pets, was that was that in direct competition with Batman versus Superman? Were they going after the same like kind of target audience? Were their production budgets very similar? Right? Were their marketing budgets very similar? We'll see. Krypton saying, "Hey TJ." TJ saying the comic book movie genre got stale after Infinity War and Endgame. What reignited the spark? Zack Snyder's Justice League. Prove me wrong. As facts, TJ. As facts. See, and look, like I said, you can fool fans, you know what I'm saying? You can fool the public, right? But what you can never fool is your peers, right? I'm pretty sure that when they was getting like that these rumblings that the SnyderVerse was gonna be restored, you guys don't think that, you know, some people at Marvel figured that out back in 2019 when they kind of knew that they were gonna do it, right? Do you think that that might have influenced some of these decisions? Possibly. Because once the Snyder Cut comes out, then hey, you know, these their fan base is relentless. Why wouldn't they keep asking for more? You know what I'm saying? She's just saying, Hank, these are your comparison, like fellow Betamax Haven occupants don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Um, we got Ravi Kumar saying, what do you think of Gerald guy? I'm gonna say this. I don't know. You know, Gerald catches a lot of flack from people. I've kind of only seen him trying to hype up Snyderverse accounts or not accounts, but like countdowns and stuff like that for the trending days. I follow him. That's pretty much what I follow him for. But I'm not on Twitter like as much as some people in the fandom are. So you guys might have a better explanation for some things that he might have done, right? That I might not rock with. But as for right now, I don't know. Like I literally don't know him for anything else other than hyping up trending events. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, TJ saying I don't roll with Gerald, so I don't know them. Yeah, I don't know. Necron saying, Hank D's oh, y'all be wildin'. Necron said, Hank D's nuts. You compare it to different. You compare it to completely different movies. Come on, man. A kid-friendly movie and a serious work of cinema. That's what I'm saying, man. These dudes sitting there trying to act like this shit is the same. Like, I'm like, bro, you complete two different audiences. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you know, she just in all night long, yo. Robbie saying, did you see last post of Clay Staub when he said he doesn't tease anything without any reason? Yeah, because you know, look, people love saying, "Oh, yeah, they're doing all this stuff for no reason." You know, they're just it's just a turkey, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't mean anything, right? You know, Clay Staub tweeting out pictures with fucking restore the Snyderverse and like little bitty corners and areas, and you gotta turn the brightness all the way up. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, it's just nah. None of it means anything, right? What does it all mean, Basil? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just it doesn't mean anything. Apparently, Hank DZ saying Necron, if Sonic the Hedgehog would have beat the Batman, you would be laughing. What? Man, you don't know what people would have been doing, yo. You know, I don't think it. You know, I'm not even gonna keep going with this. TJ saying, I bet Jeff's new Flashpoint will see the light of day either in the Berlantiverse or in the DCAU. Man, look, you know he gonna sneak his shit in there somehow. You know he gonna sneak it in there somehow, yo. Jeff love sneaking his stuff in the, it's just like, wait, I don't know if you guys ever seen that super old school movie, The Head That Wouldn't Die. You know what I'm saying? It's like this dude just keeps popping up. Necron saying he wouldn't care if Sonic beat the Batman. Chad saying, "Oh snap! Just realized I'm a mod. Much love." Oh my. Well, shout out to Chad SnyderVerse, always showing up. You know, Hank D just said, "Heard your response, bro. I'm talking to your kids." See, look, bro. All right, I'm about to. I'm. I gotta time you out for a second. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing. These people ain't my kids, yo. We don't play like that. You know what I'm saying? Nah, we a community, yo. In this fandom, ain't nobody above nobody else, yo. I got into this argument with this guy on his stream like a few weeks ago, and he was like, "Yeah, some of you guys act like you were just, kind of moving mountains, and you were just sending tweets." And I was like, "Bro, you know how much money I put into this?" He was like, "Oh, well, I'm not talking about just you." I'm like, "No, but even the people that just tweeted, Joe, like you guys don't understand. Like every single person that did anything, even if it was just send one tweet, yo, like we needed that damn tweet, yo. Every single person, like we all have." Contributed to this fandom and this movement, you know what I'm saying? Like, in different ways. And not everybody has, um, not everybody can contribute in the same ways, but it was all needed, Joe. It was all needed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, TJ saying, yeah, whoa, Hank, time or not, I got him. Necron saying, yes, sir, I'm a mod. Krypton's core saying, what about me? Yo, I got you. I'm going to take care of you. I got you. I don't know how to do it like during the show because I'm on StreamYard, but I got you, Krypton. I promise you, bro. I got you. Robbie saying you are ignoring my question. Well, what was your question? Yeah, I did see Clay's post. And I don't, yeah, and I don't think that, I don't think that that there was a real reason why he wouldn't have said that, yo. I think that 10 means something too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think he was talking to me, TJ. They just a little new. You know what I'm saying? I ain't seen Robbie in here before. Necron saying gets our chance, gets a comment. Yo, yeah, I got y'all. I'm gonna get to him. Krypton Score saying May 18th, y'all. May 18th. I got yo. It's gonna be crazy, yo. I think I'm gonna be where am I gonna be? Wait, because I don't even remember what date that's on. But I'm super hyped for the 18th. Yeah, it's a Wednesday. So I'm gonna be working, but I'm gonna definitely keep an eye on what's going on. I'm gonna definitely keep an eye on what's going on because I got a feeling that something big is gonna happen too. So let's see what happens. Hank D just said this to you, Necron. I heard your response. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We gotta, we gotta stay off that. Chestnut, nah. If Sonic made that much money, I'd be hyped because I'm a huge fan of that series. Yeah, I used to love Sonic too, man. I used to have Game Gear. I used to have Sonic on Game Gear, yo. I had Sonic on Sega Genesis, yo. All that, man. I love Sonic. I saw the first movie in theaters. I didn't see the second one yet, but I'm gonna probably catch that too. You know what I'm saying? You know, but yeah, I mean, would it have been a little funny? Like, yeah, look, I don't know why y'all fans of the Batman act like y'all not above getting these jokes, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had to deal with it. So, suck it up, yo. Just deal with it. Get these jokes and then move on. Ravi saying, I know Gerald personally. He is a very kind boy. Sometimes he behaved rude on Twitter, but every Snyder fan is a little frustrated now. Yeah, like all I'm saying is, I think that, hey, like all I've seen him do is be, hyping up trending events. That's all that I've seen. You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't really seen that. I mean, I haven't really seen much outside of that. But I do know that there's a lot of people that have like kind of like negative feelings, but I've just never understood why. So I just kind of stayed out of that. All I've seen, like I said, is trending events. So, but we'll see. Tia said, hold up, he's a kid, Robbie said, not a kid. He is a very brilliant student. Teacher saying, no need to aim at kids. Krypton saying, let him be Sky. We don't care. Hey, it's all it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just saying, I don't like that kind of talk in my. I don't got no kids, bro, in here. I don't got no kids in real life. And I damn sure anybody be claiming y'all as my kids. That's disrespectful. Teacher saying, Ravi is he a university student? He says yes. See, hey, we learning today. Teacher saying, so why does his haters think he's a high schooler? You already know how that go though. People gonna make up whatever they want to make up. Necron saying Hank D's nuts. Back to the yo, that was classic. Hank D's nuts, yo. Hank D's nuts. SnyderVerse is laughing, right? Robbie saying actually he doesn't care what haters think of him. He's only on Twitter for SnyderVerse, like for all of us. Robbie saying hope they announce something on May 18th. A lot of people are losing hope. Man, look, everybody just need to relax. Just breathe, dog. Breathe. You know what I'm saying? Like, just chill. Everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. I know that, it's seeming like there's a bunch of anti-Snyder stuff going on because the Batman came out and then, they just announced a sequel that's going to be made within the next 5 years, or like whatever, right? But it's gonna be okay. These merger things take time, and I think that I would rather them, gather all their ducks in a row, right? And then that way they can have everybody signed on, right? And then they can come to us and present us with, hey, this is what we're doing. And they can give us, hey, like, look, we sign these people, we sign this people, right? We got all this stuff laid out because, I would rather that just happen in one fell swoop, and then we can get more announcements later, but that foundation is actually there. And that, like, I want them to put a slate together. TJ saying, I very much enjoyed the first Sonic film. I did too. Mr. Wayne saying, glad I found you through Max's stream. You a real one, passionate about DC. Yo, you get the biceps, Mr. Wayne. Yo, and you already know, I'm glad that, because I remember seeing you over there in the comments, yo. And yeah, man, like, yo, I'm glad that you found the channel too. And this is me, yo. I'm just unfiltered, I mean, I gotta hold back what I say a little bit because I've been known to go kind of hard, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we just here, we engage, right? And I love just talking to the damn DC community, yo. Y'all like my extended family. Everybody in here know that. Necron says, thanks, TJ, if I had kids, they would say, F Secret Lives of Pets, let's watch BBS. Daddy and Ray's no way. Yo, my niece be trying to watch BBS show. No, y'all don't even understand. I got like my whole everybody around me. I've like infected them with Snyder syndrome. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I got my mom watching BBS and the Snyder Cut all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody around me, yo, they just can't help it. You know, I'm too infectious with it. I'm always talking about it. I'm always spreading the word. You know what I'm saying? And they love me, so the SnyderVerse comes along with loving me. You know what I'm saying? Chubby Teddy saying, you know, what I think is cool that you mentioned about Zach, you made a point to acknowledge how Zach is into bodybuilding. It's so cool how you associated that to him being a hard worker and having character. Yeah, man. No, like when people are disciplined like that, you know what I'm saying? Like it really shows. And I think that, you know, a lot of these things are reasons why you have a certain, you know, kind of section of people that do not like him and that they look at him and they're envious, right? You know, everybody loves him, right? He's a super hard worker. You know what I'm saying? Um, wait, hold up. We got Strong Arm Flicks and yo, send me a link. I'll jump on for a quick minute. Yo, hold on. Wait, I might actually have to get you next time, bro, because I was trying to keep it to about an hour and we're already over that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about to shut it down pretty soon. Um, damn, Krypton Core saying Cinelli. Hold on, yo. Let me see. Hold on. All right. Hold on. Let me send this to Strong Arm. Hold up. About to get Strong Arm Flicks up in here. Oh yeah. All right. Got that link sent. Got Sith Holocron saying it's funny how DC pushes this multiverse so hard to explain their screw ups, but you see madness and how it should be with interesting characters, no less. Yeah, yo, they really let Marvel beat them to the multiverse, yo, even though that's like a DC concept that Zach had um established first, right? But then if you really, you know, look at what happened, they got beat to the punch by Marvel in another way that they really shouldn't have, right? You know, but rooting for them is kind of like, you know, being a Detroit Lions fan. You know what I'm saying? It's only so much that you. I'm sorry, why did I do that to all Lions fans? I didn't mean disrespect. Keep just saying. So this would be cool. Arkham Origins, Ben Affleck, Batman, Jared Leto, um, Joker, Joe Manganiello, Deathstroke, director David Ayer. Ooh, this film follows the events of both Zack Snyder's Justice League and Suicide Squad. I think that would be crazy. Yeah, I agree. Internet not ready. Internet's not ready for that. You know what I'm saying? We got Robbie saying if Zack Snyder's Justice League was released in theaters, it would have made more money than the Batman. I think like you know with like a proper um you know with like a worldwide release show, you know, because they probably would have got China too, right? I don't know. I don't know. TJ saying, when I have kids, besides Lion King, Black Panther, and Aladdin, they watching Man of Steel, BVS, Zack Snyder's Justice League, and all his future projects too. Oh, too early for Watchmen 300 and the dance stuff. I agree. I agree, TJ. Necron saying, I find it hilarious they assume I'm the Batman hater. I said multiple times I enjoyed it, not loved it. Yeah, yo. Um, no, hold up. Necron, you have he said Necron, you have to love it. Nah, Strong Arm. I sent you a DM on Twitter. I sent you a DM on Twitter. So we can set it up for next time, fam. No biggie. Necron said, and I'm really looking forward to the Penguin series. These sweethearts need to relax. They all chicken chested running around in their pants. Oh my god, he called him chicken chested. Oh my god, Joe. He said chicken chested. My girl. Oh my god. Krypton's chorus saying send a link in the chat. Oh my god, Joe. Hold up. Let me see. All right, that's for you, Krypton's core. You know what I'm saying? I'll open it up for a few minutes and for a bit longer, and then I'll stay on for a little bit longer too. So Chubby Teddy saying, Skywalker, you're a cool dude. Leave it to effing Mad Max to introduce me to you and Seal. Yo, man, it's crazy because that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how it's kind of been playing out. Um, you've had people that you know have got introduced to me on Max's channel, and I just think it's all dope, yo. I love the kind of crossover. But with that being said, we got oh yeah, we got
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, what's up? How you guys doing today?
And we got Strong Arm Flicks in the building. You know what I'm saying?
What up? What up?
What up,
y'all?
How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Good.
Doing good, man.
Yo, y'all are the first people that have been guests on my live streams. You know what I'm saying? That
awesome, dude.
Since
you should let people in, man. Let them in.
Right, let them in. You know what I'm saying? So, Krypton.
Yeah.
First, have you seen the Doctor Strange movie?
I did see it. Yeah, I did watch it.
Okay, and what about you, Strong Arm?
Yes, I have.
All right, so when you guys were in your screenings, right? Like, what was the atmosphere like? Watching those movies.
I mean, I saw the 3D version. I don't like watching 3D that much, but I knew there was an Avatar freaking trailer, so that's why I went to the 3D version. Because that Avatar trailer was off the chain, dude. But anyway, yeah, I did. I mean, it was not that many people because I saw it on. I saw it at 3:45 on a what was it on Friday? I had a screening for Thursday, but then I changed it to Friday, and I thought because I wanted more people to be there, but it was like the middle of the afternoon, so there's hardly any people. The kids are still in school and shit. So I mean, it was a little bit full, but it wasn't completely full.
The showing that I went to, we had about half a theater. We actually just went, me and my kid, my old lady, we just went and seen that what was it? Friday night or Saturday? I think it was Friday night. But you know, the people that was in there, actually, you know what? We might have been just a little under half full. The theater I was in. It was at Cinema West Flint, and it was the biggest one that they had in the theater because they were expecting a lot of people. I don't know exactly how long the movie's been out. I know it ain't been out like a long time or nothing, but we were just barely under half capacity, I want to say. So we were sitting comfortable in there, and you know, it was started out real quiet, but about 30 minutes into the movie, every time some shit happened, you know, it was not the whole theater, but quite a few people in there. You know, I was like, woo, you know, some cheering, some clapping and shit like that going on. I did enjoy the movie. I was always a big fan. Personally, though, I have to say, I might be a little biased, but I was always a big fan of Sam Raimi's old shit, and Bruce Campbell is a legend to me. Seeing Bruce Campbell have that little, little cameo.
Oh, yeah, Bruce Campbell,
Yeah, that's a little small spoiler, nothing big. I mean, it's just a real quick and, you know, little scene, but it was neat because, you know, it's Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell, and I loved Army of Darkness, Army of the Dead, and or not Army of the Dead, Dawn of the not Dawn of the Dead.
No, talking about Evil Dead.
Army of Darkness, right? Evil Dead, Army of Darkness. Yeah, Evil Dead, Army of Darkness, the second one. That was my favorite one. But I liked all the movies way back in the day, you know, back in the day and shit. So I seen the horror style that he was going with, and it was kind of weird seeing it mixed in though, like with the formula, the Marvel formula. But I say he kind of pulled it off. I feel like he should have went further with it. But of course, Feige, that's probably the limitations because he pushed it to the MCU formula limits as far as I'm concerned. But y'all go ahead.
Nah, like I definitely agree that he kind of operated at his like best within the confines that he was probably given. And so, you know, my screening, I mean, I don't know if you guys saw this. I did a spoiler review. Kevin Feige and Sam Raimi and Danny Elfman and all them, they were like at my screening at the Chinese theater. And so, and so just like feeling that energy in there, that's where this whole idea for this stream came from, because I feel like, when you really, really break it down, like the only way that DC is going to be able to compete with what Marvel is doing is to bring Zack back, man. Like that theater was packed. The energy in there was like incredible. Yeah. Right. And it's a very infectious feeling, right? You know, and just being back in the theater with like literally like 1,000 people in there all engaged and having a great time. It just really had me kind of feeling, you know, left out in the cold as a DC fan.
Yeah.
You know?
I think I got a hot take though.
Okay.
Even though I gave I gave Mom an 8 out of 10, right? But I think that when it comes to multiverse, DC is king, and I think if they pull that, I think the Flash is going to be way better. They gotta, because it's Andy Muschietti. I think Flash is going to be way better. I think it's going to be because it's multiverse. It's cute what they did. But I think it was better. No Way Home was better. The multiverse they did with No Way Home was better.
Yeah, that is the only criticism. I disagree with the Flash movie, but I do hope that you're correct.
Well, I mean, we haven't seen it in a preview or anything like that.
Right.
You know, we haven't seen,
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we'll see when the Flash comes out.
We don't know the story yet,
Right. And we know they're pushing it back, which means that most likely there's going to be changes to come. Now, whether they're good or bad, we'll have to, right. We won't know till we see it and shit, but But that's one. But anyway, to what I was saying though is I do got to agree though. Multiverse wise, I really think that title would have better rested with Spider-Man No Way Home. This movie was solid to me. I liked this movie. I dug this movie, but with Multiverse of Madness being in the title, I was expecting to see all kinds of like crazy, shit. More. I mean, we did see, which everybody knows, Illuminati and all that in there. You know what I'm saying? And you go further than that, but
Oh, they did those motherfuckers wrong, yo.
Yeah, but yeah, I know, man. They did,
Hey,
man.
Wanda was beasting, yo. Wanda
was the best part of that movie.
In real shit, though, Wanda in the comics, though, she is strong as shit, though.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was saying.
People,
she was beasting.
I feel like Raimi did her justice because the way they was portraying her prior to this movie, like I would have ranked her like at a B minus, like C plus like character, B minus character. The way they were displaying her in the MCU prior to this movie. This movie really put her up there, like, really put her up there. You know what I'm saying? Top tier, like she is in the comics. I like that. I like that. But my only gripe is with the multiverse, we did not see nearly enough. I feel like the cameos, there wasn't nearly enough.
About it? What was so mad about it?
Right, exactly.
Like
the only scene that was when
sorry.
Remember the scene that everybody's seen with the undead Strange and shit with the arms, and that was cool as shit. I like that was cool. Real Raimi, and that was dope. But if you outside of that kind of shit right in that area of the film, without being like too specific for people who ain't seen it, what was so mad about it? Right, like you said,
Yo, see, and here is my thing, yo. One of the villains. Yeah, the
people watching.
Oh yeah. One of the feelings that I came away with, right, while I was watching it, I kept feeling like so much was cut out of this movie, right? So I think definitely they probably stopped at a few more planets, right? Or universes or whatever you want to call it. And I think that's where a lot of that stuff came from that kind of had me feeling like it was lacking, right? Like I said, they're on this world with all these Ultron bots, but there's no Iron Man, right? And so
and the fact that it was freaking it was more crazy. Freaking No Way Home was more crazier than everything, bringing every character here, bringing all the freaking Batman, Spider-Man villains. That was more crazier than this whole movie was.
Yes. And man, I feel just like that. Like I said, the movie is still solid as shit, man. Yeah. All I'm saying is that just the title of the movie, I feel like just in the title aspect, it was a little, I don't want to say misleading because I know there's a longer, I believe Jeffrey Warfield, aka Watchtower, already said that he confirmed that Raimi somewhere confirmed that there is actually a longer cut of this movie out there.
Minutes.
With 35 minutes. Close to 40 minutes. So who knows? They might have just wanted, the studio might have said, you know what? We want to keep this more self-contained about the story that it's telling rather than explore the multiverse. But the problem is now you've made that the title since way back, So I feel like that was because whatever, I can't remember what they called it, but the reality that they came to with Illuminati was that the Ultron bots, right?
Yeah.
Other than that one universe, right? That was solid. That was cool. But other than that, how much of the multiverse are they really exploring this movie in the entire thing?
They didn't do shit.
Yeah. And and I also think that, they cut that. Look, the time of this movie got cut after the Batman came out. That is an absolute fact. I think that it was in response to that movie kind of underperforming, right? Yeah. Because that movie was 3 hours, and then it was rumored that this one was like at the almost 2 hours and 40-minute mark, and then all of a sudden
they needed the 2 hours.
Comes out, it's 2 hours now.
It is so crazy how movies need, like BBS needed those 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Freaking Batman, the Batman needed those 30 minutes out of him walking.
Yeah, it's really weird.
35 minutes. It was only 2 hours and 6 minutes long. 10 minutes worth of credits. It was really only an hour and 55 minutes. So it needed more time. It needed more time. Yeah.
I just feel like, man, that like there should have been. I would just be astounded. Like eventually, if they release an extended cut or whatever, I'm definitely gonna check it out. But I would be astounded if they released an extended cut and there was like some big fucking cameos like in that, which there very well could be, but that would be crazy. and that would just confirm, like, straight up, like, they was like, oh, yo, Batman is at 3 some hours. It's underperforming, huh? We got to do something. Like,
Yeah.
I hope that didn't happen, but you never know. You know what I'm saying? Because it sure feels like it did after I got out of there. That was my general, like, idea was like, wow, this is a solid, this is a lot better than I thought it was. You know, if you just ignore the title of the movie, ignore what you think it's going to be, and you just watch the movie, it's a solid-ass Sam Raimi, MCU movie. It really is.
It was it was a movie.
You know, but No Way Home, that was the multiverse of madness, in my opinion, flat out.
Hell yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, I think outside of that one scene where they were kind of getting knocked through all the different universes.
Yes. But what did that really show, though?
That's what I was saying. They went directly from that to the World 863 or 836 or whatever, where they got captured at. So, you know, I think that they definitely probably came out on some other planet in the other movie, and they probably went.
Yeah, but they did like the whole thing. They called it a 616. The MCU is a 616, which is the one that's actually in the comics. Is the main continuity in the comics for 616 or 616, and they said it there. But I'm like, wasn't Uncle Ben there? 616. What are you talking about? It's like, you know, it's like
I never even thought about that. Honestly,
Yeah, I think that they're just trying to say, hey, this is the main MCU, right? You know, but look, we all know Marvel and their changing of the continuity. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the comic book.
No, I mean, I really loved. You know what? Because we had so many Uncle Ben. I was like, am I eating so much rice? What the fuck? We had so many Uncle Bens for the last 30 years. I like the fact that in No Way Home they made it Aunt May as it was a different take. I love different takes. You see, like, I always talk to people about this. It's like you have comic books to read them, right? But I do not want to see something that's already in the comics. I already read that comic. Give me an interpretation of something that's happened in the comic. That's why I like Titans. A lot of people don't like Titans, but I like Titans. Everybody's like, oh, well, they didn't do the fucking storyline of the Red Hood. I didn't want the same fucking storyline in the Red Hood. It's already in the comics.
Right.
So in freaking in animation, why do I want the exact same story? Give me a twist on it, and I thought it was fucking awesome.
And it's funny that you say that, because I just thought back to that Arkham Knight video game, right? Where I was loving that game, but as soon as I figured out that the Arkham Knight was going to be the Red Hood, I kind of got a little upset, and I was like, yo, like, we're about to do this again. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but, look, I want to ask you guys this, right? Do you think that there is any other path for DC to be able to compete without bringing Zack Snyder back?
Absolutely not.
No.
And like,
I mean, the only way, the reason why my why not to that is because the only way that they have a path forward is to basically take an L for the next 10 years, long enough to get the shit stain of what they've done in the universe out of everybody's memory and minds, and then slowly give the universe enough time to leave it deaded to bring an all new fucking creative team to rebuild it from the ground up. And now you're talking 10 to 12 years from now. So yes, in 10 to 12 years from now, sure, but who gives a shit in 10 to 12 years?
I'll be dead by
like,
then.
you know what I'm saying?
We
but
need
right
money
now,
we need money now.
But currently, flat out, no. Not without Zach, it's not going to happen. And I even heard, was hearing, listening to Sil and Mikey Sutton that Feige's been hearing whispers, supposedly, or not whispers, about rumors. Maybe it's just hype from our movement being so loud about wanting Zach back that basically, I can't remember how it was worded, but like he's like hopeful and hoping that Zach does come back because competition ain't nothing but good for the genre, and without it, it goes stale. And then it's good for business. It's good for him. It's good for Zach. It's good for the studios. It's good for the fans.
Look how bad freaking Endgame was, and nobody's gonna tell me it was a great movie because it was fucking horrible. Nobody's gonna tell me that movie was good.
I think it was a mid-level movie. I wouldn't go as far as to say it was
It was horrible, dude. It was horrible.
But, there was definitely a lot of plot holes and
Infinity War
CGI
was
mistakes.
so much better.
They had fucking Ant-Man in areas when he was supposed to be over in another universe, and he's in the background going like this, as Giant Man and shit. Yeah, I know, brother.
Dude.
But I still would say it was mid, bro. You know, compared to what they had did before that, I enjoyed Infinity War more. I think Infinity War was just good. You know what I'm saying? And then I think Endgame was mid to meh.
It sucked.
Yeah. See, and that's kind of my point, right? I feel like Disney and Marvel have been able to kind of like, you know, ride this wave and keep their fan base engaged for this long, right? And now that they're into this new phase, and you know, you got Spider-Man No Way Home, and then Doctor Strange coming out. This Moon Knight project had got a lot of people interested in really watching that. You got Blade coming back, right? You know,
sorry, Skywalker. What freaking TJ said was awesome. It should have been called Doctor Strange No Way Home and Spider-Man Multiverse of Madness.
Yes.
TJ just wrote that, dude.
Yes.
That's how it's
damn.
Because that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, that was. So
that's
simple
crazy.
too, man.
I
swear. That little play on words too, and when you think about it though, because in the movie that was like, I don't know how much you're saying too much, people ain't seen it, but yeah, man, it really, you know.
They already got 4 days. It don't matter. It's just spoil the shit out of it. They have 4 days to watch it. They haven't watched it then. I'm just joking. It was not my stream.
Yeah. Yeah. Yo, go ahead, Strong Arm. What you gonna say, bro?
Oh, you know, it's just I really, you know, when you think about the movie, I was just gonna, you know, when you think about the movie though, right? And Doctor Strange, without trying to word it without giving too much away, because I don't like, you know, some people don't like spoilers and shit like that. Mm-hmm. But the main thing is though, it's Multiverse of Madness. You know, he's going across, you know, stuff. He gets stranded, and he is trying to. Yes, he's looking for something that's essential to the plot to resolve the conflict, but he's trying. The main thing is that after that, how the hell do I get back home? Because the only person that can get us there, without saying any more details, I don't see that happening. Yeah. So the whole the theme that they were letting you feel on your chest was, oh shit, well, how you gonna get back, bro? And then and then in Spider-Man No Way Home, the thing that you see in is nothing but multiverse cracking, them saying multiverse over and over again, and seeing multiple cameos, and not just cameos, characters from different universes having a role through the entire movie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's what I was gonna say is like I think that's a perfect little switcheroo on the titles of the movies, and it absolutely in some weird fucking way it actually makes sense.
Think about it. It was Wanda looking for her kids. No Way Home. She was looking for her way home, and she couldn't find it. Her home with her kids, right? And she was looking for a way home for her kid, looking for her kids. So it's perfect. It's a perfect. It should have switched the titles around.
Right. Yeah.
I think the only way that they have out of this little corner is they got to release that Raimi cut, yo.
Yeah.
Well, they're gonna do that shit now.
Especially, and you know what? Honestly, with just this movie, I kind of feel like there's a good chance that they will, though.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like Disney Marvel isn't
known for that. Marvel isn't really known for that in the MCU. But I kind of feel like with this one movie, and because Raimi came out basically publicly and confirmed that there is an extent, at the very least, an extent out of this movie out there, and because the name that it's called Multiverse of Madness, and you see a very limited, in my opinion, very limited display of the multiverse.
What were the universes? How many universes were there?
I couldn't even tell you because I only remember one.
I only remember one. I mean, I know that there's at least two.
There was like two, but still.
Yeah, it was like
two.
One. Yeah, mainly one. And because right after that whole little kind of montage, they end up right on the planet that they spend the most amount of time on.
And you know what? Real quick to both of y'all. Did you guys catch that though? When you were watching the movie, do you guys remember seeing one of the trailers? I can't remember if it was trailer 2 or 3 for Multiverse of Madness. That scene where Strange is like, things just got out of hand. Yeah. That's not in the movie. It's not in the movie. And that is a different Strange because if you look, it really is. Because if you look at him, that is a straight evil ass Strange in the trailer that says that, because the one that we meet that we think is like that, he's really only kind of went crazy and shit, and you know what I'm saying? And like the reason why he don't look the same. The main thing is he didn't look the same, and the background was so different. Like the shots, like when they showed it, and not only just the shots, you know, which I know a lot of that is largely CGI, but still, the shots in the background of him weren't even close to in the trailer. And then on top of that, you could tell by the way the amount of gray, the way that it's shaped, the way that there was like lines in his goatee, in his hair, and his eyebrow and shit. When he said things just got, that's a whole nother universe with a whole other. That shit was not in the movie, bro.
But just think about it. Just thinking about it. 35 minutes. It comes. Let's say, for example, in 60 days, and they promote that shit on Disney Plus. We got the extended version of freaking.
Yo, man,
I ain't gonna
how much bank they're gonna make.
I would be hyped for it if they go about it.
How much bank they're gonna make if they do that shit? They gotta start doing the same shit that we do.
What if they put it on physical media too? What if they put it on physical media? Like, I feel like they could kind of milk that and make a lot of money, yo. I would definitely be interested if they did a Raimi cut, yo. And because, like, look, we're talking about BBS level differences between theatrical and
Raimi knows what he's doing.
Director's cut, right? Because look, like that was the same amount of time that was cut from the theatrical version of BBS, and look how
much. Actually, a little more. Actually, just a little bit more.
Just 5 extra minutes, right? Yeah. And so, I'm just saying, look at how much that footage changed that movie, and I mean, we could be dealing with a potential masterpiece,
right?
If this,
in terms of the quality upgrade that it could,
right.
Absolutely.
Because like most of my problems kind of centered around it kind of being a lack of a multiverse. Of madness, right?
Yes.
It was just that and Danny Elfman. I hate Danny Elfman.
I fucking hate Danny Elfman's fucking score.
He can get out of here now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hated his score throughout.
He's a prick. Movie. I'm sorry.
Like, you know, the music was not hitting for me. It took me out of a couple scenes with some of the choices. So hopefully.
All right, so who was fighting? I forgot because I kind of dozed off a little bit. I was really tired at the end. Who was fighting Wanda at the end?
Oh, at the very. Are you talking about the very post? Are you talking about the post-credit shit? Or are you talking about just at the end of the movie in general?
At the end of the movie, who was fighting her?
That was Strange. The Undead Strange, and damn, I'm feeling.
Oh yeah, it was
Homegirl, Homegirl, the Homegirl.
America, America.
Yo, you know, look, I thought that what this movie added, it could have added more, but what it did add, I felt like was pretty significant. We do finally have our Reed Richards in the MCU now.
Yes.
You know,
that's awesome.
Kind of.
Well, yeah, no, but he's gonna be here. He's gonna be here.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I know. I'm just saying. That was cold. That shit was out cold, bro. I was so happy and almost had a heart attack at the same. I'm like, are you? I was almost got out of my chair, threw my drink and shit. It's like, what? Already? No.
Yo, when Wanda said that line to him, about his kids.
I was like, damn.
You know, to something else.
She goes, thank God they're gonna,
that was some thug shit. And then she
was a thug, yo.
She plugged his ass for real. She followed through with it though. That's why I was like, okay. I was like,
I think she's my favorite villain. She's my favorite villain right now, MCU.
Man,
she's my favorite MCU villain now.
Hey, but tell me you didn't get the most Raimi vibes, man. Like, I instantly started thinking, you know what I'm saying, Evil Dead shit. Like, when she was that one scene where she was like in that dark, she killed all the people, that blood all over, and her legs all like broken. She's like,
Yeah.
Go chase them. They're like, oh
yeah.
shit, they're all running. I'm like, that's some Sam Raimi shit right there, man.
And then they're all like
that.
watching the door, and then she cutting it to the side and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that. So, his handprints were definitely all over this film, yo.
That's what I like, though, man. You know, that's what I want to see. You know, I don't want to see another cookie cutter. You know what I'm saying? Watered down, just like meh project. Like, that's what I want to see, and that's why, like, just to double back to what we was already talking about, I really do think that a Raimi cut or even an extended cut will really put more of that sauce in there that's already present, that flavor. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully,
yeah, but why 206 to it? 206.
But they shouldn't have cut it in the first place, or whatever they did.
I know that movie should have been 245, at least 230.
Look. I'm gonna shoot them a little bit of bail, right? If you look at what Disney and Marvel have done over these past few years, it's been obvious. They do the opposite of whatever Warner Brothers is doing, yo. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
So, like, whatever Warner Brothers is doing, every time that they stumble, Disney goes, all right, look, we're going to do the opposite of whatever that is. They got a 3-hour movie coming out. We got to shorten this shit up. You know what I'm saying?
And then do an extended cut of it. You know, right? They're doing the opposite with the Batman. What we're doing with because remember, there's no extended cut of the Batman. That's the movie. I barely made it through the theatrical. Dude, I fell asleep. Dude, I fell asleep 4 times in the theatrical. I haven't seen it.
And look at the Batman, in my opinion, was just a mid-level meh movie. It wasn't. I'm not gonna sit here. I know some people hate it. There was scenes in it enough to redeem it, to not say that it was terrible. The movie was meh. The movie was okay. The movie was mid. All right. There is some scenes that I genuinely loved, but through the most of it, there's about 40 minutes that just straight up needs to be cut right the fuck off.
Like him walking, yo.
Just flat out gone. And yes, number one, let's start with taking them 40 minutes out of showing this motherfucker walking any goddamn way. Yeah.
Like, yo, he shows up to a club like he yo, let me get a rum and coke, yo. Like, what the fuck was this shit?
Like, what about him?
Hey, let me get some Hennessy, yo. Like, what the fuck?
About him being a creep and like watching Catwoman? You know?
I mean,
y'all want to keep that in there?
You would watch that too, yo. I will watch it.
Especially too, because later on she said something like, she put it out there again to the audience, like I don't remember how they put it, but like she was like, yo, this motherfucker was watching me how long was you watching me? Like, she said something. I was like, oh, that's too much, man. Y'all need to cut all that shit, that combo, her saying that, him doing that, because that's too much. Like, you watching her, but she's like, they got her like, it's like real suspect the way was she like in the middle of changing and getting done, like messing around with that girl or something? It was like they started it right after that to keep it PG-13. Like, you know, they probably shot more than that, bro. And they told Matt Reeves, hey, nah, partner. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, that's how him and Zoe ended up on the Batmobile. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, wouldn't that be some shit? That'd be crazy, man.
Oh my god!
I'm over here fooling, clowning.
Nah, man, that is wild, Joe.
No, that is wild, though.
You know, so that's why I'm gonna shoot Disney a little bit of bail, because they was like, yo, man, they just had this movie come out and it underperformed. We about to cut ours back a little bit. Right, and then, you know, hey, if they want more,
it made already 500.
We can give it.
Right, if we want
750, this shit made 750 in the theaters in one weekend. This shit made 500 million already. Dude.
Yeah, this shit's almost. Ain't they at almost Multiverse and Doctor Strange at almost 500, or is it at 500 million right now?
Yeah, it's 500 million right now.
It's at 500 million right now. Their entire run, that shit, it creaked and crawled and creaked and crawled to get to that 750 break-even point, and everybody's like, it made. And all these people, man, mainly Twitter, though, they're like, it didn't. I'm like, man, you know how many big, reliable sources flat out said, I'm not going to say it needed to make $1 billion, but let's be real. They was hoping and praying, but giving him letting him spend that much damn money on that, they was hoping it was going to be $1 billion. I don't care if it was supposed to be or not. They were hoping that shit was going to be a best believe.
But it was not ever going to be $1 billion, dude.
They was telling us that all last year, though.
Like, a lot of people get brainwashed with this shit. It's his first fucking movie, dude. It's his like people go out to see that. I went to go see that movie because I thought Pattinson was good in it. I mean, the time that I've been awake, I think it was good. Catwoman was dope. Catwoman Penguin was dope. The supporting characters were dope.
Yeah, the best performance, one of the best performances that I really liked all the way through and through was Penguin. You know what I'm saying? I really thought that he portrayed him great. He didn't look nothing like himself with that make. They did a great job doing the makeup on him and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Did anybody see that video of him like after he had everything on for the first time of him like with the makeup artist, and he's all like, "Oh, what? Like you asking me so many questions and all this stuff." Like, it's so dope. You guys,
I haven't seen that.
Yo,
I ain't seen that.
Yeah, it's him like right after he got the makeup and everything put on for the first time. Yo, it's so he looks nothing like himself.
Yeah,
he looks nothing like himself.
No, not at all. But I really think that the Catwoman and Penguin were the best things in the movie. I really feel like, I really liked the Batmobile chase scene in there. I did.
That was dope,
I thought that was dope. I did. I also think there's a lot of hypocrisy for Battinson fans because a lot of the motherfuckers got killed. I mean, let's not pretend like we're in a fucking fairy tale. How many people got unnecessarily fucking murdered on that freeway fucking chase
on that freeway?
And he shot somebody.
This is what's worse about it because Matt Reeves made Batman make the statement about this is why you should never cross that line and that no kill rule. But yeah, it's like, hold on, motherfucker, didn't we just watch you accidentally and this motherfucker killed like 20 to 30 people in explosions? 2 of them flew off a bridge 20 stories high. Like, oh yeah, they survived.
Bruh, and he shot somebody during that damn last fight scene because him and the Riddler dude is like wrestling over a gun.
Yeah, and he grabbed it and it was like boom.
And then he knocked him like, yo, wait a minute.
He's fine.
If Batfleck had done that shit, yo, look, they got mad because a guy opened a grenade and then he kicked him and he dropped it. And then that guy, they got mad because he did that, right?
And these are terrorists and serial killers that he's fighting and shit. And sex traffickers. And they, for real. No, for straight up.
It's funny. It's like, oh, BVS is too dark. It's too dark. Oh, let me go to midnight with fucking the Batman. That shit was midnight.
Matt Reeves said, hold.
He was
like, look, y'all want a dark Batman? Hold my beer.
Hold my beer. Hold my beer.
Darkest Batman. Yeah. He's gonna brood half the movie. He gonna look like he crying in the rain. I'm gonna show him walking around everywhere. You know what I'm saying? He can't get
look like he crying in the rain.
How many doors? Yo, he walked through more doors than I've ever seen Batman walk through.
Dude, the whole thing, the whole monologue in the beginning. I love the film noir. I love the film noir where he's like narrating. He goes, but the whole thing in the beginning goes, yeah, they hate me. I'm always in the shadows. And then he walked.
That's the thing. That part too.
Shit.
Oh man!
I can't.
No, that's yeah. He's definitely vengeance because he sure ain't the night.
Yeah,
but
and they were calling vengeance throughout half the movie. I was like, dude, this shit is ridiculous, man. Like, how many times did Penguin call him vengeance? He was just like, oh yeah, vengeance. And I was just like, yo, man, look, my problems with this movie were with Matt Reeves, yo. Matt Reeves was pretty much at the center of all my problems with this film. You know?
I really feel like it started out to be a noir film, a detective film, and I feel like it changed.
A detective film? What are you talking about?
Right, exactly. Early on, I'm saying,
nothing in that movie.
That's my point. I feel like when the movie started out, when it was in the script stages, right?
Yeah.
This movie was intended by Matt Reeves to be a noir detective film, right? And I feel like maybe he changed enough, or it evolved, or the studio did. I don't know. I'm not going to blame the studio. It really feels like it was Matt Reeves. But the final product was,
he had almost full creative control.
They said they gave him
all the blame on him.
Yeah, because the detective. Yeah, and if that's the case, which I think that you're right on that, I'm pretty sure you are.
All right, so we're the detectives.
Here's the main thing about the detective thing. You remember, he goes to Penguin because he can't decipher some shit, and he can't fucking read, and he goes to Penguin to beat the shit out of him, and Penguin's basically like, "You stupid motherfucker, that ain't
what's a rat with wings?"
So you just went across the whole town and blew every fucking thing up and killed 30 people so you could go talk to Penguin because you were too stupid and he told you, you stupid mother. That's not what it means. He just leaves dude there, don't even call the police. He's just like, oh shit, I fucked up. He takes off and you just set him free. You just leave him. He's like, are you gonna untie me?
Look, man.
Dumbass motherfucker, yo.
That's detective work. That's number one detective work right there.
Saying, I'm Team Oswald. Look, like, yo,
yeah, me too, man.
When I was watching that movie, right, and he first got the whole rat with wings clue, and when his first thought was a penguin, like in my stomach, like I was like, yo, what did this motherfucker just say? Like, yo, how did you get a penguin from a rat with wings, bro? Like, yo, right?
Okay, so a rat with wings are two things. It's either a bat, or a pigeon. Because in New York, they call pigeons rat with wings. No, in New York they call them rat with wings because they're so many.
Absolutely.
And they're always that's what they call them in New York, rat with
wings. But what's
wings.
crazy to me though is that he's got an actual real detective with him.
Yeah,
he's fucking Batman.
Don't you remember?
These motherfuckers came to the conclusion. That it was a penguin.
Yo.
And then all this destruction and chaos and people blowing, and he's sitting there chasing him, revving up the car and shit. He's watching people and shit blow up left and right. And he gets to him, and that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to ask him a question.
Yo.
And then he's like, are you stupid or something?
No. And then it's funny because fucking Gordon, right? When he's like, oh, well, maybe it's me. Fucking Gordon's like, wait a minute. Are you sure, bro?
Was that intentional? Was like that Matt Reeves, like literally, was that his way of humor? Like in some kind of weird way? Because it's fucking stupid. It's so stupid that it's funny. Like, but it's so nonchalant, though. It's like, I don't think Matt Reeves really has humor like that, but it's like, if he does, he had to have been fucking with people. But that shit didn't work in the film.
I don't think that it was done to be funny.
No, but it was a masterpiece.
That wasn't intended to be funny, though. That shit is funny for the wrong reasons, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Was not intended to be funny like that. It really is, though.
That shit was funny because it's like, bro, like, Batman, are you that dumb? Like that's what I was saying.
But this is a detective film.
No, because who was detecting? It was Catwoman. It was Catwoman, the Penguin, and Alfred. Were the detectives?
No, it was Gordon. It was
retarded, yo.
It was the cop that pointed out the fucking what the murder weapon was.
The cop.
He was getting
so much help. Shit. Take a picture. Go to Google and see what it looks like, and take a picture.
But even with all that said, though, I still feel like this is just another rehash of a Batman origin movie. And we've already had that 8 to 10 years ago with Christopher Nolan's trilogy. And even though this isn't year one, this is year 2. Literally, you can tell by the feeling that this motherfreaker, they don't even know who the freak he is, most of these people. Like, they're as surprised as we are. Like, who the freak? Like, bro, when Gotham and the criminals that you're beating the shit out of and coming out the shadows are calling you Freak Man and Freakazoid and who the fuck is it? And asking literally, some of them, the doubles and shit, looking at the camera damn near like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know that he hasn't been Batman that long. So either way, it's basically an origin as far as I'm concerned because you ain't learned how to do jack shit. You damn sure ain't a detective. Your Batmobile looks like a regular Challenger with some Mad Max roll bars and a rocket on the back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude. Catwoman is still like figuring out how to be Catwoman even and shit. Yeah. Like, I'm not hating on that. It's just like there wasn't nothing groundbreaking done that we didn't have with the Nolan.
Yeah, and I'm so over it. And I'm so over this whole bullshit with grounded Batman, dude. I am so over this fucking shit. We had 10 years of a grounded Batman, and then we have the gloriousness of fucking Ben Affleck. No grounded Batman. because they were fantastic.
Yeah, but it's like, I want that comic accurate. I don't want another
now you have to go
Joker
out to Batman
with
again.
scars on their cheek, with practical scars without the makeup, and that they're gonna be some insane motherfucker, and they're not. They didn't fall in acid, and they're just a lunatic who cut their damn face up and put on makeup and shit. Like, I don't want that, and I can tell they're gonna go that route because they showed Ben Affleck with all this, or Ben Affleck. They showed Pattinson with all the face makeup, which they never show that shit. Because
never show it.
One, why? Because he's
it makes him look more emo.
You want the emo girls to be like, oh my god, look at, he's got black eyeliner on. Like, come on, man. Like, I get it. Even, I don't know. It's just, I didn't dig it. I feel like it didn't hit like it was supposed to. It wasn't terrible. There was good things in it, but it's fucking Batman. And I'm tired of WB always having, they're ruining the Batman IP, in my opinion, at this point. Not this movie didn't ruin it. I'm not going to go that far, even though I didn't care much for it to say this movie did it. But they are slowly destroying their number one IP, which is Batman. They're
watering it down. They're definitely watering it down.
To the point where you can see it very clearly with the box office results with this movie compared to the budget, compared to everything all the way around, and the audience reception. Like,
let me ask you guys. Ask you guys the questions. Do you think it's actually a positive, the fact that they haven't done Superman? Let me ask you a quick question. The fact that Henry Cavill has not come hasn't come back. Superman,
I feel like
I think it's a good thing, because now the moment that we get Man of Steel 2, that's just gonna make so much bank, because we've been waiting for that fucking Superman movie for such a motherfucking long time it doesn't matter. He could take a shit and I'm gonna go watch it. I'm gonna go watch that shit, yo. For real, yo.
I would say with Henry Cavill returning to Superman, I think I feel like kind of two different ways about it. On one hand, I'm like, it's kind of bullshit. I mean, it's flat out bullshit. It's ludicrous that they haven't had a Superman movie in 10 years now, like a sequel to Man of Steel. If you just don't, it's been almost 10 years and we haven't had another Henry Cavill Superman movie.
They were saying that the other movies because it was because I don't think these are Superman movies. Man of Steel was not a Superman movie.
Right.
Yeah, BVS is not a Superman movie.
Right.
Justice League was not, because it's a story arc.
It's a story
arc, you know.
Right.
So it's his like 5 hours, 5 movie story arc. To have like a Superman movie. I mean, Man of Steel is a Superman movie, but like a lot of people consider BVS the part 2 and then just part 3, because it is a 5 hour, it is a 5 movie story arc.
Right.
I think
like what they do afterwards, whatever. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no. I think that on one hand, right, while it is, now that we're at this point, it is a good thing that they kind of didn't do anything with the Henry Cavill Superman, right? Yeah. Because it will be in those right hands. But I think that it goes to show just the level of ineptitude at Warner Brothers that we've gone this long without getting some kind of follow-up to the big, like, Superman has one of the most recognizable logos on the entire planet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And like, they have a take that people actually like and enjoy and are willing to, show their patronage, right? But we haven't gotten this.
Think about this too, okay? We haven't had a Batman movie since the Nolan trilogy. Don't consider BVS or Man of Steel, because he wasn't in that. But if you don't count BVS, right? We haven't had a Batman or a Superman movie in 10 years. Actually longer for Batman. And if you just go from the last time that we've seen Batman in general, we'll say Justice League, Ben Affleck, right? Just from Justice League, Ben Affleck, right? It's been 7 years since with no Batman, period, on screen. You know what I'm saying? 7 even if you just go Batman, all of the Batman in general, in general. If you count between Justice League till now, it's what, the middle of 2022, and we just got the Batman movie, and again, it's a whole new Batman, and it underperformed and it underwhelmed, The execution was piss poor. Some of the ideas in it were piss poor. Like, it just and the fact that this was gonna be Ben Affleck's, that's what puts a sour taste in your mouth.
Hell yeah.
Because, but it just, if you even think about incompetence, I mean, just even thinking of just since we seen Ben Affleck in Justice League till now, we went 7 straight years, Batman all the way around, with no fucking Batman. You know what I'm saying? That's wild.
Yeah, man. Like, I think that if you really look at this entirety of this entire, kind of like Warner Brothers DC saga since the Nolan trilogy kind of ended, it's just been a lot of infighting, a lot of like not really wanting to commit to
sexual harassment, racism,
right? Yeah, like it's just been this whole thing, right? So I'm not surprised that we're getting some of these results with these Warner Brothers IPs. Hopefully now that this merger is complete, things are going to change. But leading up to now, I'm not surprised how we found ourselves in this whole predicament.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and actually, it's more closer to 6 years. I said 7. I think it's 6. But it's just the regime that's in charge. You know what I'm saying? It's just that was in charge. They didn't. It's very clear that they didn't know what the freak they was doing.
Dude, we have the best man ever, the best Batman movie. Best Batman that we've ever seen in our fucking lives, and he hasn't had a solo movie
yet. Yeah. That's crazy. To me, that's crazy. And and I also think, I do think that Zach would have been interested in giving Henry Cavill a solo movie, a sequel, and a solo movie, definitely. Because if you think about this, right, Zach
he already mentioned
he gave Wonder Woman her own movie, right? It was already intended for Ben Affleck to have his own solo movie, right? The Flash, right? The reason why Henry Cavill didn't have a solo movie is for 2 reasons. One, they wanted a built-up universe, so he built an arc to get the universe there in a decent amount of time, but tell a badass, dark, fucking serious tone story that felt their terms of what they roughly wanted, and figured out, hey, how can I do this for him? So he used Henry's Man of Steel, not Man of Steel, but he used this BVS, which should have been a sequel to Man of Steel, to start propping up this universe. And the first Man of Steel, even in that, there's like there was actually shit cut from Man of Steel at the end. There's actually a CGI scene where I think way back then Martian Manhunter was actually going to appear, show us that it was General Swanwick way back then. If you look out on the internet, it's been out on the internet for like 7 years. It's very hard to find, but there is shit from the real shoot of and there's somebody in an all green suit, and it's near the end, and it's a scene that's not in the movie. It looks like a post-credit scene, but there was an idea that General Swanwick was going to be Manhunter from day one.
I think it was he wasn't from day. I thought he was from day one. That's the big surprise that we have. And I think they should have. I think when they showed that clip on for Justice League, they should have never showed that clip.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for us,
they spoiled that scene.
Yeah,
that would have been crazy to see it.
That he was
well, see, the thing is though, is that I feel like they did that to get people hyped to watch it on streaming services, because they knew and they were being told people will never be able to be wowed by this in theaters because it ain't fucking going there. Yeah. And that's bullshit that we haven't got this movie in theaters still.
I think it's going to come out in theaters, dude.
I do too. But just the fact that we haven't already had it in theaters and that we didn't get it when it was released is wild to me. Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah,
an IP of that magnitude, the fucking Justice League, and you gave $70 million into finishing this cut. You know what I'm saying? And like they're so sour that they got forced to do it. They wouldn't even promote the movie. Then it got leaked on HBO Max and all that shit, man. But all right, guys. I'm gonna get off of here. Thank you for having me on here, Skywalker.
Absolutely.
That just reminded me I gotta get back to my kid, my old lady.
Much love and appreciation.
Thank you. And I got to get you on the channel sometime. So link up with me, Skywalker.
Absolutely, absolutely. Shout out to Strong Arm Flicks. You know what I'm saying? T Flame.
Rip them score.
Oh yeah.
Good to see you, brother. Peace.
Peace out. Peace out. Yeah. Krypton. I want to start to wrap this up, but what we've been talking about is like, this is what the DCEU has been looking like without Zack Snyder, right? I think that, ever since they moved on, we've seen just like a steady decline in like interest, and things of that nature. And Warner Brothers kind of put all of their eggs into this Batman basket, and it just seems like, it might not have been the route that they should have taken.
Yeah. But on May 18th, hopefully, my fingers crossed, I want them to announce like 20 fucking shows, dude. Just like fucking like what Disney did last year when they announced like 10 Jedi shows, 10 Marvel shows. I want 10 movies and all that stuff. They need to go big. They need to go big and start announcing shit that's gonna happen. Give us that perspective of the next 4 to 5 years, what they're gonna do. And stick to the stick to it. Like, look how mediocre freaking Ant-Man and the Wasp was, but they stuck to it. They didn't give a fuck. That's what Warner Brothers needs to do. And Warner Brothers Discovery needs to do. If they say this movie's gonna come out, stick to the damn movie. It doesn't matter what anybody says, just stick to it. People will flock and see it. But give us freaking Zack Snyder, dude.
Yeah,
he's a blueprint.
Look, I hope that we'll get some announcements on the 18th. But I'm gonna just be honest. I think it's gonna take a little bit more time. Just because I think even if you see some of the stuff that's still going on now, like a lot of these things were in the process before the merger kind of was complete, right? So, and with certain
they started canceling everything though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Wonder Twins thing. I'm thinking they're gonna start canceling shit. And they're no. What I'm saying, Skywalker, is I want them to announce shit. They need to. Announce shit.
Hey, I do too.
No, they need to do something.
Yes, I definitely do feel like they have to start announcing stuff because just I usually got a pretty good temperature of the fandom, and I feel like there have been a lot of people that have kind of been feeling down lately. Namely because I think the Batman coming out and then, with them announcing that it's going to get this sequel within the next 5 years. I don't know what the hell that means, right? But, they said that they're getting this sequel, and so that's given a lot of ammunition for like these Pattinson fans and stuff, and so they've kind of turned up their
but we can like both. Yeah, we can like them both, dude. I don't mind. Like I said before, give me 5 freaking Batmans. We already have 4 Superman. Like, dude, it doesn't matter, dude. As long as it's good storyline, I don't give a fuck. But don't give me a Black Clark Kent. That's the only thing I don't want. Give me Val Zod. Give me Calvin Ellis. Don't give me a Black Clark Kent.
Yeah, like hey, I'm not with I'm not with the pointless kind of race swapping either. I feel like usually there are characters of the actual color that you're looking to cast that you could use one of those original characters instead of just like doing that.
Anybody else like I was saying this in True Stream. I was saying that that there's 3 characters that you cannot ever race swap, and that's Diana Prince, Clark Kent, and Bruce Wayne. Anybody else, it's all game.
Yeah, I mean,
there's a few more.
No,
but I mean, those are the 3.
You can't race swap Black Panther.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, I mean, there's a few characters, and it goes like the other way too, right? So I feel like instead of trying to do all this race swapping, they should just find a more clever way to use other characters that may be lesser known, especially nowadays, because we've seen that you can make household names out of like pretty much almost anyone, right? So I'm really excited for the future potential when Zack comes back, but I just feel like this whole Doctor Strange thing for me, it kind of really drove home that point that I feel like they're DC is not going to be able to compete long term without restoring the SnyderVerse.
They have to do. And the thing is, like, it doesn't matter if you just bring him for the art. Just make everything else part of that universe. Or like, now that you have the Flash, right? He jumps universes, dude. He can jump from universe to universe, and you can create a bubble. Like Sil was saying, make pocket universes. I don't care, dude. As long as the story is good, make that the main universe. Like they made freaking Zack Snyder universe, and everything can jump from there, dude. And we can have different freaking pocket universes. I don't care as long as the story is good.
Yep, and then we can get the big crossover later down the
Yeah,
line where everything gets unified.
I think that Justice League 3, right, should be called Multiverse War, where we have like 3 Supermans, 5 Batman. I don't care, dude. That'll be freaking awesome. They all conjugate together and they fight freaking
That'd be
Darkseid.
crazy.
That'd be freaking nuts.
That'd be crazy, right? If the whole multiverse had to come,
because remember, he's coming after the multiverse. Remember, in Zack Snyder Justice League, he said that he wants to. He's gonna be he's gonna control the entire multiverse.
I mean, hey, he already name dropped the multiverse in the Snyder Cut, so it's already canon, right? That there is a multiverse. So I'm not really thinking that that's going to be much of a problem, yo. I think when Zack comes back, everything's going to be fantastic, and I'm just really looking forward to it. And I think that everything that Warner Brothers has gotten up to this point has been because they've tried to stray so far away from what Zack is doing. You know? So, but I want to thank you for coming on, Krypton. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Y'all, you're part of the first 2 guests that have ever been on the channel.
Awesome,
you know what I'm saying? Absolutely. I don't take that lightly. You know what I'm saying? Much respect.
It was fun. See you, man. Thanks, man.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Okay. Yep. So, what I'm about to do is I want to let you guys know that I appreciate all y'all for showing up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that came through was in the chat. You know what I'm saying? We got Shotgun Order saying they're effing up with main characters, so maybe they're skittish about tackling lesser known ones. I mean, but hey, that's what we were saying earlier. You got to be able to innovate, yo. If you're not innovating, you're being a follower. You know what I'm saying? And that's not what we trying to do over here. We trying to be trendsetters. We don't follow trends, we set them. Like Zack was doing, yo. Zack is the blueprint. Y'all done seen all of the ways in which these other shows and movies then copied this dude. Right? I mean, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Right? So they love his stuff. They love his characters, right? But they don't love him. They love using his shots, but they don't love him, right? They love using his storylines, but they don't love him. You know what I'm saying? It's because, they need, they ain't got that juice, yo. Zack got the juice, and they ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? But look, I want to thank everybody for showing up. You know what I'm saying? I got much love and appreciation for all y'all, yo. I'm gonna be dropping some more videos this week, hopefully. Shotgun Order saying no. I keep saying Shotgun. Shogun Order saying, yeah, you got to push the envelope. Yeah, absolutely, yo. You can't keep doing that same old thing. Can't keep doing that same old thing. If you keep doing that same old thing, you're gonna keep getting that same old results, and that's a fact. And you guys see where it's gotten them. You guys see where it's gotten them. It's gotten them nowhere, but but pain and lost box office profits and underperformances and all that kind of stuff. So which way are you gonna go? Are you gonna go the way where you can make money, or are you gonna go keep going down this road that you seem so determined to go down, right? But yeah, I want to say thank y'all, yo. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna catch y'all next time. All right. I'm Skywalker the Jedi. Y'all like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if I'm tripping. Let me know if I'm tripping, right? I love the discourse. I love engaging with you guys. As long as you engage in good faith, then I have no problem, right? If you feel any differently than me, it's all good. That's why we're here, to have those kind of conversations. You know what I'm saying? We got Chad SnyderVerse. Good night, Scott. Yo, good night, Chad SnyderVerse. Much love and respect. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm gonna catch y'all next time. You know, hit that notification bell so y'all know when I'm dropping. All right, and y'all know when I'm going live. All right, I'm gonna catch y'all next time. Much love and respect. Peace.